It's the moment that has stunned the entire world and left millions speechless, in the middle of a sold-out show in Amsterdam. With over 40,000 fans screaming his name, Kendrick Lamar suddenly dropped the mic, walked off stage, and put the entire Grand National Tour on pause. Why? Because of one single fan in the front row who did something so unexpected, so emotional, so powerful, it brought Kendrick to tears in front of everyone. Eyewitnesses say Kendrick froze mid-verse during Father Time, locked eyes with a girl holding a torn cardboard sign, and immediately signaled to stop the show. Security rushed in. Cameras turned away. Fans started chanting. And Kendrick? He stepped down from the stage, walked directly toward her, and everything changed. Social media has been in a complete frenzy since the footage leaked. "I've never seen an artist do this," tweeted one fan. "He made the entire stadium wait for her," another said. And now the tour's next 3 shows have been postponed, all for this one emotional moment. What happened? Who is this fan? And what did that sign say? To understand why this moment was so powerful, you have to understand who Kendrick Lamar is. Not just as an artist, but as a human being. Kendrick isn't your typical superstar. He doesn't chase clout, he doesn't fake moments, and he's notorious for avoiding the spotlight when it's not about the music. For years, fans have admired him for his emotional depth, his raw storytelling, and his almost spiritual connection with his audience. But what unfolded on the Amsterdam stage wasn't just another heartwarming artist moment. No, this was deeply personal, and according to insiders close to the tour, it had been building for weeks. Let's rewind. Kendrick's Grand National Tour across Europe has been one of the most historic events in hip-hop history. Sold-out arenas from Paris to Berlin, Dublin to Milan. Each night, fans have described the shows as transformative, spiritual, and healing. But it wasn't just the performances that people were talking about. It was the energy, the themes, the emotional breakthroughs at every stop. Kendrick had been quietly inviting fans with handwritten signs and emotional messages to join him, backstage or on the edge of the stage during his song United in Grief. He didn't promote it. He didn't announce it. But if your sign spoke to him, he saw you. And at least 3 fans have already come forward in the past month saying Kendrick helped them cope with loss, trauma, and even suicide ideation. "He didn't just rap to me. He saw me. He hugged me. I'll never forget that," said a fan from Barcelona who was grieving the loss of her brother. So when Kendrick landed in Amsterdam, his energy was already shifted. According to tour insiders, he had just received a letter backstage, one that had been passed to his security team by a young girl in the pit. That letter, allegedly written in shaky handwriting, read, "My dad took his life last year. Your music is the only thing keeping me alive." Let that sink in. By the time Kendrick hit the stage that night, something felt different. Witnesses noticed his tone was more intense. His eyes seemed to be scanning the crowd. And during Father Time, that's when it happened. He spotted her, a young woman, no older than 16, holding a crumpled cardboard sign with just 4 words written in black marker. "Thank you for saving me." Boom. He stopped, mid-performance, right on beat. The band trailed off, the lights dimmed, and you could hear a pin drop inside the massive arena. He walked to the edge of the stage, crouched down, and waved to her. Security hesitated, but Kendrick motioned again, more urgently this time. Then, in a moment fans say felt like something out of a movie, Kendrick climbed off the stage, stepped past the barricades, and hugged the girl. No cameras, no security interference, just him and her. For almost 2 minutes, and then came the bombshell. Kendrick announced, live on mic, "This ain't no regular tour. This right here is real life. I'm taking some time off. I gotta do something important." The audience was stunned. Some thought it was a joke. Others started crying. And then he walked off stage. What happened after that has only deepened. The mystery reports surfaced that Kendrick personally escorted the girl and her family backstage. He then canceled the rest of his press for the night and told his team to reschedule the next 3 cities, including sold-out shows in Vienna, Zurich, and Munich. Why? That's what the internet is trying to figure out. Insiders say Kendrick may be planning something big involving this fan. Some speculate he's working on a documentary or song inspired by her story. Others believe this was his way of stepping away from the spotlight to prioritize real healing work. One thing is certain, this moment has already gone viral. Clips of Kendrick walking off stage have been shared millions of times across TikTok and Twitter. Fan captions read, "Kendrick just stopped an entire tour for one soul. That's real. This is why he's the GOAT. Not just for the bars, but for his heart." And now, everyone is waiting to see what happens next. But just when you think this story can't get more emotional, there's a twist no one saw coming. The world was already stunned, but the internet was just getting warmed up. Within hours of Kendrick walking off that Amsterdam stage, the mystery girl's photo started circulating across social media. Though her identity wasn't confirmed, a few blurry shots caught the moment Kendrick hugged her. And the look on his face told a story all its own. Fans began asking questions. Who was this girl? How did she get Kendrick's attention? But was it just a coincidence? Or something deeper? And that's when it happened. A fan account on X, formerly Twitter, posted a side-by-side photo comparison that sent the internet into a full-blown frenzy. The caption read, "Wait a minute. Is that the same girl Kendrick met in 2017 during the DAMN tour?" Attached was a throwback image from 6 years ago, a much younger Kendrick standing beside a child around 8 or 9 years old, backstage. At a meet and greet, the child, a little girl with braids, wearing a Kendrick tour tee, smiling ear to ear. The resemblance was uncanny. The eyes, the dimple, even the gold stud earring. Within minutes, fans were convinced this girl wasn't just a random concert goer. She had a history with Kendrick. And then, boom. The first major leak dropped. A private Instagram DM, allegedly between a member of Kendrick's tour team and a close friend of the girl, surfaced online. The message read, "She's the same kid from 2017. He remembered. That's why he walked off." People lost it. Reddit threads exploded. TikTok detectives began piecing together timelines. And that's when we learned her name. Nia Carter, a quiet, soft-spoken teen from Manchester, UK. Back in 2017, Nia had gone viral after being pulled on stage by Kendrick during the Manchester leg of the DAMN tour. She had written a letter to him back then too, one that described how his music helped her cope with her parents' messy divorce. Kendrick, touched by her words, met her after the show, signed her hoodie, and reportedly said, "If you're ever at one of my shows again, hold up your sign. I'll find you." And he did. But what fans didn't know was what happened to Nia after that. According to sources close to the family, Nia's father died by suicide last year. She spiraled, quietly dropped out of school, lost interest in friends. She stopped talking till the Grand National Tour was announced. That's when her older cousin bought her a single front-row ticket to Kendrick's Amsterdam show. And she brought that same torn-up cardboard sign with her from 6 years ago. "Thank you for saving me." Now, pause for a second. Imagine being Kendrick, seeing her face, grown up but familiar, remembering the exact moment you promised to find her again, then seeing that sign, feeling the weight of her pain, the connection, the responsibility. No wonder he walked off that stage. But the twist doesn't end there. A new audio clip surfaced online, one captured by a fan's phone from the pit area. moments before Kendrick left the stage. In it, you can faintly hear Kendrick say to her, "You kept your promise. Now it's my turn." Wait, what? That one line sent shockwaves through the fan base. People immediately started speculating. What promise? What turn? And then, the next wave hit another leak. This time from a private Discord group connected to Kendrick's creative team. A supposed insider wrote, "Kendrick has known about Nia for a while. She sent a letter to PG Long in 2022. It broke him. He's been planning something special for her." That moment wasn't spontaneous. It was intentional. So now the narrative flipped. Was this really an in-the-moment decision? Or had Kendrick orchestrated this all along? A full-circle reunion with a fan he never forgot. And just when the buzz couldn't get any louder, Kendrick's longtime friend and producer Soundwave posted a cryptic IG story. Just 3 emojis. Was he referencing the moment, the promise, or something coming next? Fans were split. Some felt manipulated, calling it emotional PR. Others argued it was a testament to Kendrick's character, a GOAT move, proving once again why he's different from every other rapper in the game. One thing was for sure. This wasn't over. The tour was paused. The fan base was in detective mode, and Kendrick, he was completely silent. No interviews, no posts, no statements, until a strange link appeared on PG Long's homepage. No text, no context. Just a clickable image of a handwritten envelope with the words, "To the one who kept the light on." And beneath it, a countdown timer. 6 days, 13 hours, 14 minutes. What's coming? A new song? A short film? A documentary? Nobody knows. But theories are flying. Some fans believe Kendrick recorded the entire Amsterdam night and is preparing to release a surprise EP dedicated to Nia's story. Others think it'll be a public mental health initiative, something tied to the grief and healing he's explored since Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And a few say this is Kendrick's way of redefining celebrity entirely, not just using music to tell stories, but to truly heal lives. But here's where it gets even deeper. Because another twist is about to explode. A twist that might change how fans view Kendrick's entire career. Just when fans thought they had finally unraveled the mystery, a shocking connection dropped like a bombshell, and it rocked the entire Kendrick Lamar fandom to its core, while social media had been ablaze with theories and timelines. One user on Reddit's Hip Hop League sub dropped an anonymous tip late at night. Read, "You're all looking at the wrong thing. Nia's last name isn't just Carter by coincidence. Look into Kendrick's late cousin Marquise Carter." Within hours, Twitter was flooded with speculation. Who is Marquise Carter? How is he tied to Kendrick? And what does he have to do with Nia? Let's rewind the clock. Back in 2014, Kendrick opened up in a rare interview about a cousin who died under tragic circumstances, young man from Compton named Marquise Carter, who was like a brother to him. Kendrick mentioned him on Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst, and hinted at his loss on the Heart PT3. But what Kendrick never revealed publicly is that Marquise had a daughter. And that daughter is Nia. That's right, the girl from the front row, the fan who saved Kendrick. The girl who brought the Grand National Tour to a complete halt. She's Kendrick Lamar's cousin's daughter, godniece. His family, boom, the internet exploded. Memes, reactions, explainers, fan videos hit 1 million plus. Views in 24 hours, he stopped his tour for family. That's not a fan, that's blood. Kendrick raised her through music and brought it full circle. This man might be the greatest artist of our generation. Even rap blogs like Hot New Hip Hop and The Fader started posting side-by-side images. Kendrick with Marquise in old photos. And then Kendrick with Nia in Amsterdam. But the most emotional moment came when Nia herself made her first public statement, not through social media, but through a handwritten letter posted on Kendrick's Pidgeelong homepage, where the countdown had just hit 0. The scanned letter read, "Dear Uncle Kendrick, I know you never wanted the world to see me like this. I didn't want that either, but something told me to hold up that sign. You once told my dad that your voice was your gift. Well, your voice became my lifeline after he died. Thank you for finding me again." Nia Carterond at the bottom of the letter. A doodle of a butterfly. The same butterfly motif from To Pimp a Butterfly. The same butterfly tattoo Kendrick has on his right forearm. This wasn't a PR stunt. This wasn't a viral moment. It was personal, deep, painful, and absolutely real. But if you thought that was the peak of emotion, hold on tight, because the story took another sharp left turn. Insider sources close to Pidgeelong leaked that Kendrick has spent the past 6 months working on a private visual project short film tentatively titled Lightkeeper. What is Lightkeeper? According to the leak, it's a 30-minute experimental visual chronicling Kendrick's grief, survivor's guilt, and silent promise to watch over Marcus's daughter after his death. It was never meant to be public until now, and guess who appears in the final scene? Nia Carter, holding her original 2017 tour sign. Sitting alone in a dark room, watching a projection of her father holding baby her. Then, Kendrick walks into frame and sits beside her. Silently, no dialogue. Just music. Chills. Literal chills. Sources say the short film will be released next week exclusively on Pidgeelong, with a companion spoken word track titled The Ones Who Weren't Saved. But that's not all, because while the Kendrick-Nia story captivated fans worldwide, another narrative started gaining traction on the internet. Is Kendrick trying to leave rap? Again, fans pointed out that this entire tour has been filled with farewell energy. The grand national visuals are deeply personal. His merch now says this could be the last time, and his recent interviews hinted at closing chapters and starting fresh. Now, with this emotional detour, fans are convinced he's not promoting an album. He's passing a torch, saying goodbye, but to whom? To music, to his fans, or to himself? Speculation is wild. Some believe he's preparing to launch a mental health foundation in Marquis's name. Others say he'll continue to produce behind the scenes, never touring again, and some fans holding on to hope. Think this is Kendrick's way of teasing one final masterpiece, farewell project dedicated to legacy, loss, and love. But before any answers could come, the real shocker dropped. Remember that security footage from Amsterdam Arena? Yeah, the arena just released it. And in it, you can see Kendrick backstage, completely alone, minutes after hugging Nia. He's crying, not just a tear or two, visibly sobbing. Then he whispers something to himself as he looks down at the sign. The audio is grainy, but lip readers on TikTok caught it. He says, "I promised your father, and now I see you kept your end." Mic drop. What was the promise? What was his end of the deal? Is Kendrick stepping away from music to honor Marquis and raise Nia? Chi? The next voice Pidgeelong is about to introduce. Is this part of a bigger legacy movement? So many questions, but Kendrick still hasn't spoken publicly. No tweets. No videos, no statement. He's let the moment speak, and fans, they're not just watching. They're waiting, because something major is coming. If the internet was already in meltdown, what came next broke the culture, as Kendrick's silent act of love echoed across the globe. The hip-hop industry began reacting, and what started as whispers turned into a full-blown movement of respect, confusion, and controversy. Let's start with the fans. TikTok exploded overnight. Fan edits of Kendrick hugging Nia hit 25 million views in 8 hours. Thousands of users recreated her cardboard sign with handwritten captions like, "He saved me. You never left me, Kendrick." For marquee. Instagram stories were flooded with butterfly filters and the phrase "Lightkeeper" in bold script. On Reddit, a thread titled "Kendrick Just Changed Rap Forever" reached 50,000 upvotes within 6 hours. But fans weren't the only ones reacting. Let's talk celebrity responses. Because y'all, this sent shockwaves. SCA tweeted a single butterfly emoji with a heart. J. Cole posted a black and white photo of Kendrick and Marquise with the caption, "We all came from this pain. K. just showed us how to live with it." Rihanna dropped a comment on the Shade Room. "That's what legacy looks like." Even Jay-Z reportedly called Kendrick privately and said, "That was bigger than music. That was spirit." And then there was Drake, Drake, who many expected to remain silent amid all the emotion, posted a now-deleted Instagram story with a photo of an empty concert stage and the words, "So we just pausing shows now for one person." The backlash was instant. Drake always finds a way to make it about himself. Let Kendrick grieve, bro. He stopped a tour for his cousin's daughter. You couldn't even stop a verse for Astroworld. Drake fans tried to defend him, but even they were quiet after Kendrick's next move. Because guess what? PG Lang's official account posted an Amiel photo of the Amsterdam Arena, now empty. With one sentence, "If one person doesn't matter, why do we perform at all?" Boom, Mike, obliterated. LIGHTKEEPER legacy.com, and it redirects to a blank page with just one quote. For those who are left behind. We didn't forget you. Now listen. Kendrick stopping his show for a single fan was already history, but Kendrick possibly turning that moment into an entire artistic legacy project. Phew. That's a whole new level. Some say he's becoming more than a rapper. Some say he's turning into a spiritual leader, and others? They're just hoping this isn't his final farewell. But one thing is clear. This story isn't over. If Kendrick really is crafting something bigger, something rooted in grief, redemption, and connection, then we might be witnessing the most meaningful era of his career. And while the stages may stay silent for now, one message echoes louder than any beat. Sometimes the performance is how you show up when nobody expects you to. And y'all, Kendrick just showed up for the world. Wow. Just wow. If you made it this far, your heart is probably still racing like ours. Let's be real, Kendrick didn't just pause a show. He paused the entire industry with one choice that had nothing to do with fame, charts, or money, and everything to do with humanity. Now we need to hear from you. Would you stop a $1 million tour for one fan in pain? Do you think Kendrick is working on something bigger behind the scenes? Or is this his quiet farewell to the stage forever? Jump into the comments and tell us what you think is really going on, and don't hold back. We're reading every theory, every reaction, every bold prediction. Also, if this story moved you even half as much as it moved us, do the right thing. Hit that like button so more people see this powerful moment. Smash subscribe so you don't miss the next update. Trust, there's more coming. And turn on notifications because Kendrick's silence, speaking volumes. And here's a little teaser. Our next drop is about the real reason Kendrick met with Quincy Jones last month in Paris. And let's just say, it wasn't about music. Stay locked in, stay woke. And remember, sometimes, one fan is the world. Until next time, this is your front row seat to the realest stories in hip-hop. Peace, love, and Pulitzer vibes.